Good evening. This is the reorganizational meeting of the Board of Education for Tuesday, July 5th. This is our public session. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'd like to ask our three board members who were re-elected in May to come forward and state their oaths. Repeat after me, and then say your name.
I, David Hauppauge, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of board trustee according to the best of my ability.
So Dave here. Okay, at this time, I'd like to call for nominations for board president. Would anyone like to nominate? Yes?
I'd like to nominate Mr. Barche, please, Mr. President.
Okay, any other nominations? Okay. Okay, if there's no other nominations, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve Mr. Barche as board president for the 2022-2023 school year. Ms. Salvi's motion, second. Dr. Crawford? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 5-0.
Abstain.
Abstain. Mr. Barche abstains. Thank you.
6-0. Thank you. Number 6 on the agenda, I'll call for nominations for vice president, and I will nominate Mr. Scarito. Are there any other nominations? With that, I'll make a motion to approve Mr. Scarito as the vice president. I'll make the motion. Mr. Scarino seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? 7 opposed, abstentions. 6-0-1. Mr. Scarito abstaining. Congratulations. Number 7 on the agenda is the appointment of district clerk, designating Lori DeGeorge as district clerk for the school year of 2022-23. I'll make the motion. Mr. Scarito seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Congratulations. Please rise and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Lori DeGeorge, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of district clerk according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
8B is the district clerk will now administer the oath of office to Dr. Murphy as superintendent of schools. Is the air conditioner not working? Anyone know?
Yes. Okay, repeat after me. You can say you.
I, Don Murphy, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of superintendent of schools according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Murphy. Questions and comments concerning tonight's reorganization agenda only? With that, I'll go on to the consent agenda for the reorg meeting. Are there any matters rather that members would like to have removed? I will remove number 15. Anyone else? I'll give you a second to look. And just so the record is clear, this goes right up to number 44 on the agenda. Any other items? With that, I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda for the reorg meeting, less number 15, which has been removed. Mr. Scarito raised his hand. Ms. Salvia seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Number 15 on the agenda is the appointment of school and labor attorney. I'll make a motion to amend number 15 to read as follows: appointing Lamb & Barnowski LLP as school and labor attorneys for the period of July 1, 2022 through August 31st, 2022 at a annual retainer rate of $92,500 prorated for that time period, July 1 through August 31. And just so the record is, well, I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. This is just to approve the amendment of 15. All those in favor? 15 is amended. Now we'll vote on 15. I'll make the motion. Mr. Scrito seconds. Any discussion on 15 as amended? All right, just to note, so the record is clear, the reason for the amendment is we have a RFP out for School and Labor Council, which we are in the midst of, which we expect to be done by August 31st, 2022. So all those in favor of, I don't remember if I made a motion, so I'm going to do it again. 15 as amended, I'll make a motion. Mr. Scrito seconds. Discussion has been had. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. That concludes the reorganization meeting. Number 45 is the public hearing for the Code of Conduct. Mr. Tasman.
Yes. Hello, Mr. Barchet. Thank you. Just want to go over an overview of how we review our Code of Conduct. On May 25th, 2022, our annual review of the Code of Conduct was conducted by our Code of Conduct Committee. I want to thank Ms. Salvia and Mr. Scrito, members of the Board of Education, for being part of that committee, and Ms. Harvey from Minoski for reviewing our Code of Conduct and making sure that it aligns with all current law. We do have 3 substantial changes this year in our Code of Conduct. One is updating our definition to gender identity, expression, and sexual orientation. The other was to include the Dignity Act coordinators by name and building instead of saying just building principals. And finally, we updated our dress code where we had to put in there that students cannot wear anything that covers their face. We need to put language in there just in case we were mandated to cover our face, that we did not violate our current Code of Conduct. So those are the substantial changes this year in our Code of Conduct.
And this is the first reading of that Code of Conduct. Are there any questions from the community concerning any of those amendments or the Code of Conduct in general? Any questions from board members concerning the hearing on the Code of Conduct? Okay. That'll pass then to our second reading. Going back to number 44 is the appointment to board committees. 44A is the Audit Committee. Do I have any board members that would like to volunteer for that? Ms. Capisi, thank you. Mr. Kiley, thank you. Any further? Mr. Scrito, thank you. Okay, I'll appoint Ms. Capisi as the temporary chair of that committee. Ask you to hold a meeting to elect a permanent chair for the year. Board Policy Committee, I will nominate myself. I'll ask Ms. Salvia to join me, and Mr. Scrito as well, and I'll ask Ms. Capisi to be an alternate on that committee. And I will order myself to, I'll make myself temporary chair or order myself to have a meeting for the purposes of electing a permanent chair. Islip Town School Board Association Representative Committee. Do I have any volunteers? Mr. Buscarino, you are the low man on that totem pole this year. Congratulations. You will be going to Islip. And I will appoint Ms. Capisi as your alternate. Steering Committee, I will appoint myself to the Steering Committee, along with Dr. Murphy. HIV/AIDS Committee, Dr. Traffa, will you honor us by doing that committee again? Thank you. Code of Conduct Committee, do I have any volunteers? Mr. Scarito? Any others? Mr. Kiley, Code of Conduct? Thank you. Mr. Buscarino? I will appoint Mr. Scarito as the temporary chair of that committee, ask him to hold a meeting for the purposes of electing a permanent chair. Safety Committee, do I have any volunteers? Mr. Buscarino, thank you. Ms. Salvia? Thank you. And I will ask Mr. Kiley to be an alternate on that committee, and I'll appoint Ms. Salvia as the temporary chair. Kindly hold a meeting and elect a permanent chair for the year. Facilities Committee, do I have any volunteers? Ms. Capisi, thank you. Ms. Salvia, thank you. And Larry and Jim, rock, paper, scissors. Last. Go ahead. Come on. I win. All right, Dr. Craffer wins. Yeah. I will ask Dr. Craffer to be the temporary chair of that committee for the purposes of electing a permanent chair. Curriculum Instruction and Technology, do I have any volunteers? Ms. Salvia, thank you. Anyone else? I'm going to pick someone. Thank you, Ms. Capisi. And I'll ask Ms. Salvia to serve as the temporary chair of the meeting to elect a permanent chair for that position. Lori, did you get everyone down? Okay. Thank you all. And on to the business portion of the meeting. Number 46 is the superintendent's update comments. Dr. Murphy.
Thank you, Mr. Barchet. Just very quickly, it's our first meeting of the new year.
I'm sorry, hang on one second. I'll make a motion to close the public hearing and begin the business portion of the meeting. Mr. Scarito seconds. Any discussion? No one discussing anything? All those in favor? 7-0. Sorry.
I trust everybody had a wonderful 4th of July with your families, beautiful weather. I know the Hauppauge community loves to celebrate that holiday in particular, so I trust everybody had a great time. And this is our first meeting since the end of the year. I just have to commend the principals and their teams. The end of the year celebrations were tremendous. Again, we lucked out with some of the weather, and the moving up ceremonies were fantastic, well attended, and our kids were just happy and in their glory. So it was so great to see. Looking forward to another great year. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fortmeyer, would you honor us by being a parent representative on the Curriculum Instruction and Technology Committee?
I would.
All right, thank you. Yes, it is. Jim approves, okay. You're in. Just when you thought you were
Just
done.
when I thought it was.
Okay. Number 47 is adoption of minutes. 47A is adoption of minutes in June 7th, 2022 business community meeting. I'll make the motion. Mr. Scarito seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Mr. 502. Gotcha. Mr. Buscarino, Mr. Kiley abstaining. Special meeting of June 13th, 2022. Do I have a motion? I'll make the motion. Mr. Capisi, Ms. Capisi seconds. Sorry. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? I'm sorry, let me call it again. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? 502, Ms. Salvia and Mr. Buscarino abstaining. 48 is questions and comments concerning tonight's agenda only. Any questions or comments from the community? Very good. The regular consent agenda starts at number 49 and goes through number 52. Are there any matters that individuals would like to have removed? I will remove 50A2 only as to Excuse me. Christina Cattell. Any others? And also 52A1 as to Christina Bombard. Carolyn, sorry. Butchered. With that, I'll take the motion. Mr. Scrito with the motion. Ms. Casey seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. 50A2, temporary appointment as to Christina Cattell. Do I have a motion? Thank you, Ms. Buscarino. Mr. Scrito with the second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? 601, Mr. Barchet abstaining. And as to 50A1, the appointment of Carolyn Bombard. Do I have a motion? I will second. Any discussion? Dr. Murphy?
Caroline is here in the audience. I love that you are here tonight after the 4th of July. And Caroline will be joining us in the elementary school in special ed position. And it's just great to see you here. With the board's support, I think you're going to be a great addition to this district.
And with that, I'll call motion. All those in favor? 7-0. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you for coming.
That concludes the consent agenda. 53 policies. There are none today. 54 discussion matters. There are none today. 55 new business. Do any members have new business? Mr. Scarito?
I just want to thank all the staff, the groundskeeper, and all the high school looked amazing with all the American flags. I was proud to drive by. It looks fantastic. It really looked nice. So whoever's doing it is doing a heck of a job. In my current job, I do a lot with the public. I only heard great reviews about the seniors graduating as well as all the other things, which means a lot to me because when I'm out in the community, it meant a lot. They said the speeches were good, and I guess your weather held out, so you really did. So thanks to all those involved.
Any other new business? Yes, Ms. Capisi?
So I just want to take a page out of Rob's book and thank people. As a parent of a graduating high school senior, I think that the high school administration and the building and grounds crew did an amazing job preparing for the ceremony. It was a beautiful ceremony. We all enjoyed it. It was a fantastic way to honor our graduating seniors. I just wanted to publicly say thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Capisi. Any further new business? So not to leave out the middle school and the elementary schools, but those ceremonies were great as well. Yes, Mr. Scarito.
And Forest Brook had that thing for the first responders. I'm sorry, we have to bring that to every school. I almost cried. That was an amazing ceremony. Mr. Buscarino bringing a helicopter. That was amazing.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. That's definitely intentional, and I think you're going to see more of those efforts. We have a committee formed to make sure we're partnering with Suffolk County PD, local fire department, honoring our veterans. So the board has been locking arms with me in those efforts, and that certainly paid off that day at Forest Brook. So thank you, and thanks, Mike, for the helicopter. Next time you're flying it, though, right?
Amazing job. Amazing.
Number 56 on the agenda, questions or comments from the community concerning anything related to the district whatsoever? Anything at all? Does administration have any new business? Our next meeting is July 26, 2022. With that, I'll take a motion to go into executive session to discuss the appointment of an individual And for an adjournment, Mr. Buscarino makes the motion, Ms. Salvia seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. We are adjourned. God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you.